welcome to my first video. I know I've got some other little yoga videos on there, but my first video to talk about evolutionary spirituality and what that is and what that means and how that could possibly help you. It's not a religion, it's just an understanding, it's an ideology, I guess in a sense you can call it that. So it's the recognition that we are still evolving as human beings. Whether you believe in evolution on the micro or the macro, you understand that we are still growing and environment influences what is expressed from nature. So nurture chooses what is expressed from nature. I'm sure you've heard people say, tell me who your 5 closest friends are and I'll tell you who you are, right? Our external environment can dictate our internal being. And when we can recognize this and start to work with that via changing where we place ourselves, what we take in, what we watch, what we read, the stories we tell ourselves, what we eat, we can change our system. You know, we know that what we eat affects our bodies and how it functions. If we exercise, it affects our body and how it functions. So these little things that we know, very common knowledge, help us. It gets a little deeper, because sometimes we want to change our external environment, but the internal world, there's a disconnect. And so we have to learn how to work with our internal environment and how to change ourselves. This is studied in neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, epigenetics. Epigenetics is the recognition that external environments, food and all of that influence what genes are turned on and off within your system from your ancestors. You know, you hear of predispositions to different ailments, whether physical or mental or emotional, that run in the family, or generational trauma is something that people are now becoming more and more aware of. So things get passed down from our ancestry into who we are in this moment in life, and we have to contend with that. There's an ancient Egyptian philosophy that talks about how there is no free will until first the recognition of our predispositions and our patterns that were unconsciously created via our nurture, via our external environment and how we were raised. Most people born into a Christian family will say they're a Christian and will remain Christian throughout their life. Most people born into a Buddhist family will say they're Buddhist and remain Buddhist, and so on and so forth. There are many ideologies and mindsets and stories that we unconsciously take on and identify as we grow through life. And that is all well and good. There's nothing wrong with that. However, sometimes we meet points within our lives where there's disconnects. Maybe what we want, we're not able to obtain. Maybe, you see yourself as somebody so much more than the environments you're in or than what you're doing. But when you try to act out that more, there's disconnects. There's a hard wall that you keep hitting. So then we have to work with our internal world. In this day and age, we talk a lot about mindsets and getting our mindsets right, changing your thoughts and how you think about things. And that is extremely important, but it's just one aspect of the evolutionary process of advancing yourself, of co-creating with life. And the next process is also your feelings, how we feel about things. So we're told don't identify with your thoughts, very true, but also your feelings. Your feelings can be determined from how you feel about something, can be determined from your childhood or the experiences that you've had in life. So maybe this is a common one, maybe you have an idea or a feeling that if you're a rich person, you're an asshole. And this is a story that's been programmed into your being from maybe the time you were kids. Oh, if you have a lot of money, you're an asshole, or you're corrupt, or something like that. Or if you're wealthy, you're so disconnected from the truth of life. But then you, yourself, want to become rich, want to make a lot of money. But you have this underlying story, which is subconsciously dictating and operating how you react and respond to things in life. And how you respond to things in life. Now, a response is more of a conscious reaction. Reaction can be very unconscious, very limbic system. So lower part of the mind, reactive to whatever is presented in the external environment. So you see this disconnect okay, I want to be rich, but I have a story that all rich people are assholes. You're never going to allow yourself to become rich because you don't ever want to be an asshole. And so you have to contend with that. You have to work with that. And that's getting deep into yourself. So in this channel, we're going to talk about embodiment, how to work with your physical being, how to work with your nervous system. So your nervous system is the baseline of information stored in the body. You can access the nervous system through breath work. We're going to talk about how to work with your mind and your thoughts, negative thoughts that we might have, or thought processes and patterns that we can actively change through practical principles. We're going to talk about emotions and feelings and how some of these feelings might not really be beneficial. So this channel will be dedicated to all of those concepts. We will talk about them through philosophy, through spirituality, understanding different religions, and I invite you to subscribe, hit the like button, and join me on this journey.